Let's travel back in time to ancient Arabia. Picture a huge land of deserts, mountains, and coastlines. For many years it was a place where different cultures met. Trade routes like roads crossed the deserts, bringing spices, incense, and fancy things from all over the world. Nomadic tribes, people who moved from place to place, traveled these routes. Their lives were connected to the tough but beautiful land. Among these people were the Nabateans. They were great builders, carving amazing cities out of the sandstone cliffs. Their capital, Petra, still stands today, showing how clever they were. These cities weren't just amazing to look at, they were busy centers of trade and culture, connecting Arabia to the rest of the world. Trading incense made southern Arabia very rich. Frankincense and myrrh, known for their good smells, were very popular back then. The Sabaean kingdom in what is now Yemen controlled this trade, becoming a powerful force. The Sabaeans built huge dams and waterways, and you can still see some of them today. Their smart water system helped them live in the dry desert. Life wasn't always easy in ancient Arabia. Tribes often fought with each other, making it a dangerous place. But even with the tough times, a rich culture grew. Poetry, music, and storytelling were important, passed down through families, keeping the history and traditions alive. The year 600 AD changed everything in Arabia. In Mecca, a prophet named Muhammad shared a message about one God and fairness. He told people to worship Allah and to be kind, generous, and treat everyone equally. His message, Islam, which means surrendering to God, was popular in Mecca and beyond. Islam spread quickly across Arabia. Muhammad's teachings united the tribes who had been divided, giving them one faith and shared beliefs. The messages he received from God were written down in the Quran, the holy book of Islam. The Quran guides Muslims on everything from prayer to how to treat others. Islam changed Arabia a lot. It brought everyone together and created new cultural connections. Mecca became a holy city for Muslims, and people traveled from far away to visit. Islam's teachings spread beyond Arabia, reaching North Africa, Persia, and even parts of Europe. As Islam spread, so did the Arabic language. It became the language of religion, government, and trade in the large Islamic empire. The Quran, written in Arabic, inspired poets, writers, and scholars, creating a boom in Arabic literature and thinking. This influence on culture and language is still felt today. Hundreds of years after Islam started, a new group became powerful in Central Arabia, the Al Saud family. In the 1700s, they joined forces with a religious leader named Muhammad ibn Abd al-Wahhab. This changed Arabia, leading to the first Saudi state. Muhammad ibn Abd al-Wahhab believed in a strict form of Islam, focusing on the belief in one God and rejecting anything he thought was wrong. His teachings, called Wahhabism, became popular with some tribes who wanted to go back to what they saw as the original Islam. The Al Saud family, who ruled the small town of Diriyah, saw this as a good opportunity. By supporting Wahhabism, they gained respect and followers. This helped them expand, taking over nearby lands and uniting tribes under their rule. In 1744, Muhammad ibn Saud, who started the first Saudi state, took control in Diriyah. The city became the capital of the new state, following Wahhabism. This was a new chapter in Arabian history. The first Saudi state, with the Wahhabis, became stronger, eventually ruling most of the Arabian Peninsula. In the early 1900s, a great leader changed the future of Arabia. Abdulaziz Al Saud, also known as Ibn Saud. Born in Riyadh in 1875, he was from the Al Saud family, the same family that ruled the first Saudi state. Forced to leave his home as a child, he saw the fighting and division in the region. In 1902, at 26, Ibn Saud decided to get back his family's land. With a small group of loyal followers, he attacked Riyadh, taking the city and starting the third Saudi state, which we know today as Saudi Arabia. Ibn Saud was not just a good fighter but also a smart leader. He knew how important it was for tribes to work together, and he was good at dealing with the complicated relationships between them. He made alliances through marriage and talking, bringing tribes together under his rule. He wanted more than just to conquer land. Ibn Saud wanted to create one strong nation from the many tribes and areas of Arabia. He believed that only by working together could the region stop fighting and become successful. His strong will and smart planning made his dream come true. In 1938, something huge happened that changed Saudi Arabia forever. Oil was discovered. The large amount of oil found under the desert brought the kingdom into the modern world, making it very rich and leading to lots of progress. Finding oil in Dammam on the east coast happened when the world needed more energy. Oil quickly became very important for the world's economy, and Saudi Arabia, with the biggest known oil reserves, became a major global power. The money from oil changed Saudi Arabia quickly. People moved from the countryside to cities for new opportunities. New roads, airports, hospitals, and schools were built, making life much better for many Saudis. The oil money helped the government provide important services. Healthcare and education improved, and programs to help people were started. The kingdom invested a lot in building projects, changing the desert with modern cities, highways, and factories. With all the money from oil, King Abdulaziz and the leaders after him started big plans to modernize and develop the country. They knew that investing in education, healthcare, and infrastructure was important for the future. Saudi Arabia changed very quickly, from a traditional society to a modern country. Education was very important. Schools and universities were built all over, giving everyone a chance to learn. The government also helped students study in other countries so they could bring back new knowledge to help the nation grow. Healthcare also got much better. New hospitals with modern equipment were built. The government started programs to fight diseases and improve sanitation. People lived longer and fewer babies died. Building roads and other infrastructure was important to connect the large country. Highways were built connecting cities and towns. Airports were built for the growing number of people flying. Seaports were made bigger to handle more goods and trade. As Saudi Arabia got richer from oil, it became more important in the world. The kingdom became a major player in the global energy market, and its large oil reserves gave it a strong voice in world affairs. Saudi Arabia helped create OPEC, the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, and used its power to influence oil prices and how much oil was produced. Saudi Arabia became more involved in regional and global politics, not just energy. As the birthplace of Islam and protector of Mecca and Medina, the two holiest cities in Islam, the kingdom is very important to Muslims. Saudi Arabia has used its religious and political influence to encourage peace and stability in the Middle East and other parts of the world. The kingdom has always tried to solve international problems through talking and diplomacy. It has helped settle disagreements in the region and supported humanitarian efforts worldwide. Saudi Arabia's foreign policy focuses on supporting other Muslim countries, regional stability, and working with other countries. However, Saudi Arabia's role in the world hasn't always been easy. Its close relationship with the West, especially the United States, has sometimes been criticized. Its views on regional conflicts like the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and the war in Yemen have also caused debate. In 2016, Saudi Arabia started a big and exciting project called Vision 2030. This plan, led by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, aims to make the kingdom less dependent on oil, create a stronger economy with different kinds of businesses, and improve public services. Vision 2030 understands that the world is changing, and Saudi Arabia needs to change too. The plan shows how to build a better future, where the kingdom isn't just about oil, but has lots of different ways to make money and a strong private sector. A big part of Vision 2030 is diversifying the economy. This means growing businesses that aren't related to oil, like tourism, technology, healthcare, and renewable energy. The kingdom has invested a lot in these areas, attracting businesses from other countries and creating new jobs for Saudis. Social changes are also important in Vision 2030. The plan wants to give more power to women and young people, be more open to different cultures, and make life better for everyone. There has been a lot of progress, with women getting more rights and opportunities, and entertainment and tourism growing. As Saudi Arabia continues to change with Vision 2030, there are challenges and opportunities. Making such a big plan work means dealing with complicated economic and social changes, fixing old problems, and adapting to a quickly changing world. One challenge is relying less on oil money. While the economy is becoming more diverse, oil is still a big part of Saudi Arabia's income. Changes in oil prices are a problem, showing why it's important to grow other businesses. Another challenge is creating enough jobs for the young and growing population. Unemployment, especially for young people, is still a worry. The government is trying to fix this by investing in education and training programs to teach Saudis the skills they need for jobs in the future. Even with these challenges, Saudi Arabia has many great opportunities. Its young population, important location and lots of resources are a good base for future growth. By using new ideas, investing in its people and continuing to change, Saudi Arabia can become a world leader in the 21st century. The future might be challenging, but the Saudi people are determined and strong, and their vision for the future gives us hope. As Saudi Arabia keeps changing, the world is watching to see what happens next in the kingdom's amazing story.